Hey guys, welcome back to Blown Budget Garage. If you're new, this is my 73 Dodge Dart Swinger that I've been building. Today I want to try to get everything ready for a little bit of a shakedown run. Just want to see if I can't get it down the road, make sure it goes through all the gears nicely, stops nicely, you know the whole ordeal. But in order to do that, I got a lot of work to get done. I'm not going to lie to you. I have my exhaust I got to get made. I got to widen up my garage door. I just topped off the transmission fluid, but I also got to swap over my hardware so that my brakes can now be manual brakes. Also, I need to get up to the hardware store and find me a nut for that pitman arm, you know what I mean? Because it's either that or just send it and really mess up those threads. So it's a lot to get done. We'll see if we make it happen. Let's get to work. So first things first, pick the car up a little bit so I can kind of get up underneath there. But I bought a cheap 2.5 inch wide exhaust kit off of the old eBay. And basically it's like $100. And I think it'll be enough pipe. Well, how much tape did you use? He used all of it. We're gonna see if it gives me enough pipe to run the exhaust out the way that I want it. It should. It definitely should. I'm not running it all the way out to the back of the car. I'm just gonna run it and cut some dumps and have it dumped right in front of the back tires. They give you, get out there, all kinds of pieces, you know, so you can really kind of put together something halfway decent. These are the pieces that I was excited about because I was looking at it, and if I measured correctly, which, let's be honest, I probably didn't, I think I'll be able to just set this and zip. Yeah. I'll tell you what, the seller actually did a pretty good job of packaging up all this, considering it's just exhaust pipe. I'll give that to him. Well, let's get some pipe on and kind of see what we're looking like. All right, right off the bat, I know I'm gonna have to get my mufflers off right now. I was hoping I could kind of just kind of leave them in place and just, you know, set the pipe and set some hangers, but that's gonna put my mufflers really far forward with a lot of pipe off the tail end, and I don't like that. All right, so I got my long pipe ran, and because of the way that the kit came, technically if you were hooking up, that flared end, right, would go up and made up here, but the way my exhaust is set up, it won't fit over it, right? It's just a 2.5 inch inlet, 2.5 inch outlet. So I might just leave it like that and just be lazy. I can actually rotate that up a little bit more. You really won't even see it. So let me get some clamps and hangers on here and go from there. So I went ahead and just put one hanger there. I got to get some clamps. I'm not going to take the time to weld this right now. Eventually I will. I'll weld it all up, but I'm just gonna throw some clamps on it like that. And I got a hanger back there. That's not really the way you're supposed to use one of those hangers. It's meant, well, really for tailpipes, but it's meant to be facing in that direction. And I had to kind of put it at an angle. So it seems to be holding. It's keeping it secure, and that's really all that matters. I only bought 4. I might see if I can find some more. I would like to find a way to kind of throw it in the middle just for extra support, but this will definitely work for now. All right, so I had to cut this pipe. As you can see, it's just up on a couple boards right now being supported. It's got to come way up, but I got to go get some hose clamps. And in the meantime, I had to throw my battery on the charger. So what I did on the driver's side was where that bracket is. On the passenger side, that's where I ran my fuel line through, so I can't just throw a bolt in there. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to drill a couple holes, run a bolt through, and anchor to this hanger. On the front there, I'll do just like I did the other side. So while my battery is charging, I'm gonna run up to Tractor Supply, get some hose clamps, and then I'm gonna take this Pitman arm nut with me and see if I can't find a couple that are different thread pitches. And hopefully I can't find one that works. If not, I'm just gonna send it. Almost done with the exhaust. By done, I'm using that term loosely. By done, I mean done enough to drive, and then come winter time when I need something to do on this car, I'll make it even better. But this is just temporary. This is just to get me so I can drive. So no worries there. All right, I've had to buy some stupid things. But to get this, first of all, it's too big. Tractor Supply didn't have any in stock. But what they did have was a Cat 1 pin for like an implement, like for my little tractor. And it appears to be absolutely perfect. So we'll see. Let me show you. It has two of the nuts on there, but look, it's like this one's a little bit wider, but these threads are all boogered up, and I'm hoping that this one works. If not, I'm just gonna send it. This one's a grade 8 bolt. It'll hold up. So there you go. There. The dumb things you gotta buy to get a car to work. There's so much to do. I still gotta widen the garage door, so I'm gonna keep just working as hard as I possibly can, but we'll see if it works out for me today or not. Well, who knew something as simple as exhaust could take so long? I bought 2 clamps too few. I was a little confused on how I was gonna word that for a second. As you can see, the 2 pipes are laid down, but I was able to run everything front to back. So, that's way more work than I thought it was gonna be. So here's the issue. The car is now overheating. It's getting up to like 210 degrees pretty quickly. And I'm not certain that when I pulled the engine out that there wasn't a little bit of coolant or water or something sitting on top of the thermostat, and it froze it up. That's my theory right now. So I went ahead and bought a new one. So I guess what I could do is drain a little coolant out, swap the thermostat, fill the radiator back up, and then we could dial in our timing and our idle mixture. So let's swap that out real quick. That should solve that problem. We'll throw the hose back on, get some more water in there. And then while that gasket is kind of sealing up, I'll take a quick break, get the back of the car up on the jack stands. We'll be one step closer. I'm gonna let that dry just for a little bit before I put this water back in. So while that's curing, let's go ahead and knock this out, shall we? All right, got the back of the car up. It's on jack stands, and the front of the car is up just to make it a little bit easier. Then I started thinking real quick, I might as well get my master cylinder in, right? I mean, I went ahead and pulled the old one. I'm gonna buy a new one. I don't know if you could see that just now. Where is it at? Here's the old one. It's the old new one, believe it or not. It rusted pretty quick. But that's no big deal. But listen, while the engine's still cold, let me get this hooked up. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Getting this piece out, that sucked. That sucked bad. So I went with the Willwood kit, right? And this is what I got rigged up right now. I kind of measured with it outside of the car. I'll show you what I did. So I kind of started trying to think ahead a little bit, and I thought, okay, well, if this is the part that connects to the pedal, and this is what sticks out and originally connects to the booster, and this sticks out a little bit, I started thinking, well, right around here is where that's going to be going into. So I have some room where I can actually come out with it, and same on this side. So what I'm going to do is just kind of get this together, and if it looks good, I'll go ahead and lock it down. So pretty excited about that. Woo! Whew, I'm getting tired though, I ain't gonna lie. This has been a tremendous amount of work. I think I got my rod where I like it. I went ahead and just added some fluid, and I'm just letting it sit for the time being. I don't have any help here yet. My wife took the little one to the park, so I'm home alone, so I don't have anybody that can help me right now bleed these. But that will be the next thing that I do. Right now, they're not, it's not building any pressure right now. There's a lot of air in the line. So what I will do is get back up underneath here. It's really hard to see. Let me see if I can, turn the light on and get you in here. That's a little bit better. So you can kind of see there's the new rod. So I have it adjusted. The brake pedal sits up a little bit higher than the gas. That's okay, since I got manual brakes now. I want a little bit more travel on my pedal, so I think it looks pretty good right there. Again, if you're new, this is all temporary. I haven't ordered carpet yet, so I've got sound deadening insulation up underneath here. This is just to protect it. But well, real quick, just want to let you starting to get a pedal now. Pretty firm. I haven't even bled them yet, so that's a good sign of things to come. Super happy about that. It'll be nice to have brakes that I can rely on. And I saved a buttload of money. Believe it or not, if you're not aware, it's actually really hard to get boosters for these cars. So you basically got to do like an adapter, then get like a Chevy booster. And then because of how long the rod is that it mounts to, your brake pedal sits up really far back. So if you're not too worried about, you know, maintaining power brakes in an old car like this, if you're okay with dropping down to manual brakes, like I said, guys, this right here, I think it was like 60 bucks, 65 bucks, something like that off of Summit. Super happy with it. I mean, it worked great. So it only took a wrench and a socket to get that off, get that bar off. It's just really hard to get up in there, especially when you're tall and you're kind of leaned over. So let me top that back off, clean up underneath here. I'll throw the cap on, and then, yeah, now it's time to see if this transmission works or not. So I'm excited for that. Okay, so real quick, if you've never seen this done before, you don't know how to do it, or you just are following along and you're interested. Just like the last time I got this car running, this is how I set my idle mixture screws. Now, I forgot that my timing light is broken, so I'm gonna have to buy another one. So to set my initial timing, we won't know where it's at, but we can get it to where it needs to be. So what I'll do is first, I'll start the car up, and as the car is running, we'll let it run for a little bit first. But as the car is running, we'll just monitor our gauge. And then once it starts to warm up a little bit, we'll go ahead and start doing this. But I'll just advance my timing until I no longer hear a pickup in the speed. And then once I no longer hear a pickup in the speed, I'll back it out just a little bit, like a degree or two by hand, and we'll lock it down. Once I get another timing light, we'll be able to see, you know, where we're at initial timing wise. But after I get my timing set, I'm going to show y'all how to do this. And real quick, I'll go over it. It's about as easy as you could possibly imagine. Get you a vacuum gauge. These are important to have anyways. Get you a vacuum gauge. Go ahead and there's different ways you can do this. Some people will say start 2.5 turns out whenever you're tuning this. Some people will say start 1 turn out and then richen it up and see if you build vacuum, and then wait until you no longer build vacuum, and then you come back in, right? There's a million ways to do this. I am at a 1.5 turns on each side. So what I will do is I will start on this side, and then I will start to richen it up by turning it counterclockwise, watching my vacuum and see if I build vacuum, or if I lose vacuum, or if I don't gain vacuum. If I go to richen it up, if I don't gain any vacuum, I'll come back to where I was at, and then I'll lean it out a little bit. If I start gaining vacuum, I'll continue to go on until I'm no longer gaining vacuum, and then I'll back it out just a tiny bit. Sounds a lot better having longer exhaust gives it a nice, real deep, much deeper tone. So we're idling at 800 RPM. As you can see, I've got good vacuum. Dead on at 1.5 turns out. So since I know that my timing's as good as I can get it, I don't have a light, but we'll really be able to test it here in just a second. It's close to being up to 10, but it's warm enough to where it should fire right back off. So now what I'll do is I'll go to start it up and see if it lights right off or if it's straining. If it's straining, I know I need to back it out just a tiny bit more. But as of right now, it seems to be really, really nice. Let's see what happens. You hear how it hesitated for just a tiny bit. There's a lot of initial timing. I probably could do with backing it out a tiny bit more. This side, I think this side is what's spinning. Also, clearly, I got to come out here. Goodness gracious. Clearly, I have a little bit of adjustment to do putting her into park there. So, I don't know if the tire was even spinning, so I'm going to go ahead and watch this now and see what kind of shape I'm in. All right, so I just played back the footage, and didn't look like there was reverse, but I had first. Definitely had first. I tried to go through the gears to see if I could see a pickup in the speed, and to me it looked like it was, doing what it's supposed to do. So we'll see. That pin that goes down into the lever, it's possible that I have to back it out one more rotation, because you could kind of hear it when I was putting it into park. I'll go ahead and adjust that next time, but so for the time being, that's basically it. That's it for today. I was really hoping to be able to take this on a test drive, but I feel good about where everything's at. Temperatures was at 180 degrees. We know the transmission's working. I got to do a little bit of adjustment. I can't get up underneath there now because it's too hot. So let me go ahead and kill this real quick. So I have to get my door here. My garage door isn't quite wide enough, so where you can see the tape in the foam, basically, I'm gonna go ahead and zip that back out. And I got wood, I'm gonna frame this whole thing out and put it on hinges. So basically this will be like a swing open attachment. So once I can get that opened up, we can get the car out. So that means that all I gotta do to be able to test drive this car is bleed the brakes and adjust that shift linkage a tiny bit. And that all together, we're talking, 15, 20 minutes? So we are ready. I will knock this out before the weekend. We'll get this bled probably Friday. And then Friday afternoon or mid-morning or whenever it decides to warm up, we're going to go ahead and take this on a shakedown run. So I feel good about this. Everything is dialed in. It's locked in. I'm going to go ahead and tighten up my distributor hold down clamp again since it's dialed in. I'm happy with it. So that's where it's going to be. So it's one of those episodes where I know not a lot of work was on camera, but hey, the car is like this close. So next episode, we're going to drive it down the road. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a good week. I'll see you next time.